Yes.
What was your real prom like?
I went to all 4 of my proms.
Ooh!
Whoa.
2 with gay men. They didn't know we're gay. And one came out to me at the prom. Oh, after the prom. And the other one didn't come out to me at all.
Nice.
What does that mean?
Well, I found out he was gay when we went to
What did he say to you?
When he came out?
Yeah.
He said this, my mom's a homosexual. And I thought he said, my mom's a homosexual. I was thinking, Mary Jane, she just made me steaks earlier in the evening because we couldn't afford to go out to dinner. It was really shameful. The whole thing was embarrassing. But then he said, I kiss you because I love you. And I was like, are you a homosexual? And he said yes. And that was my first prom. I was a freshman.
Wow.
I was a dainty 15.
Wow.
How did you feel when he
years
said
old.
that to you?
I felt like I always felt, which was I felt like a loser. And I felt stupid that I got dressed up. And I felt sad. And I felt like I should have known, and probably everybody knew but me. And I took all the Kleenex out of my breasts and wiped my nose on them. And he left in his mom's gigantic Pontiac. And I was like, see ya.
Well, you know, all that stuff you said was something you made up. That wasn't true. You weren't a loser.
I know, but because of who I was at the time, it was really easy to put shame on me. So
Of course.
I took
You
it.
did.
I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, I'll
So
take that
amazing.
shame.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Yeah. And so here I am looking glamorous.
Extraordinary.
Foxy.
Look at you.
Oh, you got it going
Look
on.
extraordinary.
Don't make me come over there.
Come on over here, Rick.
Oh, my
Ooh,
goodness.
Rick, come
Oh,
over
Lord
here.
have
You're
mercy.
a 49
Lord
year
have
old just
mercy.
waiting.
Were you ever ashamed when you were younger?
I was only ashamed when I was younger. I felt like I was a goofball all the time, but I also, you know, my father abused his children, and I wrote about this in my first book, Driving with Dead People. And but before I wrote about it, and before I understood that it wasn't about me, it was about him, but I was involved, I spent my childhood feeling crazy. I'm really ashamed.
What is another word for shame that you would actually...
Sad and bereft and hopeless.
Hopeless.
Hopeless instead of shame equals hopeless equals suicide. Equals not wanting to live anymore and not believing that you're more important than the lie that the family holds. Because they get rid of you before they get rid of the lie. They hang on to the lie, but they pitch you out. So it feels pretty shaming until you realize that's okay. It's not me.
And how did you feel when you told your truth?
Yeah.
At first I felt really lousy, and my mom and my sister wrote letters and said I was a liar and didn't believe me. My father didn't say I was a liar, which is interesting, and was a little bit of, okay, at least he didn't admit it, but he didn't come up against me, but my sister and my mother did, and I felt something I hadn't realized I would feel, which is that when I wrote the book, I thought this will be cathartic, they'll read it, they'll understand me, and what happened was they read it, and they didn't believe me, and I thought that would be okay, and it wasn't okay. It was, I thought I wrote it for a cathartic reason, and I thought I wrote it so that I would be understood. And they would go, yes, of course, you're right, I love you. In fact, come back to the family, and we missed you so much. But instead what happened was they said, you're a liar. And so I had to realize that wanting them back was a huge mistake because they're never coming back. And I couldn't believe I still wanted that after all these years, because when I published my book, I was 43. And I was like, wow, I'm 43. And I guess what I really wanted was for them to come back.
Of course you wanted it.
They're not coming back.
Yeah.
And not only are they not coming back, but I don't want them in particular. I want a mother and a father and a brother and a sister, but I don't want them. I don't want them.
And Michael's coming back.
And my husband came back.
Yeah.
The love of my life. Yeah,
You know, it took you writing a book, that kind of evidence, to prove to you that they would never come back.
Yeah, and after that, I never felt paranoid again.
There you go.
I never felt worried in a parking lot. I never felt like I was going to be attacked or abused or after. Yeah, no, never. It's gone. I'm free of that. I'm absolutely free of that, and that feels like that feels shame free.